Hey, what's up, guys? Timo Paints, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to paint some bedroom doors if you don't want to do them by hand, because you probably shouldn't do them by hand because doors typically need to be sprayed. So stick around and don't go anywhere. Okay, so for me, I have a couple different ways that I like to do it. I prefer to do my doors standing up, and this is because you could do both sides at the same time. Now, I also have been known to spray doors laying down, truth be told, but in most cases, if you're doing multiple doors, it's always nice to be able to do both sides at once. Now, I have several different methods. One of the methods is not shown here, is where I put feet on the bottom of the doors, which if you can see my cursor down here, I'll put a small block of wood here and a small block of wood here by drilling pilot holes into the bottom of the door. Then I use sheetrock nails to nail in the blocks of wood. What that does is it helps you protect the corners of the doors. Now, I said I'm not doing that here because it was unnecessary. In this case, I had a wall that I could lean up the doors and then spin the doors around and do the back side. So in this case, this is how I'm deciding to do my doors. And you could do it by hand too, but this is probably the best option because it conserves your paint. It gives you the better finish. And you don't have to have, an airless battery powered sprayer like I do here. You could use a regular paint sprayer, but you got to make sure that you use a fine finish tip. Make sure you keep your pressure low, because when you have heavy pressure, you could deal with getting fish eyes and check marks and checking. You don't want checking on your paint, especially when you're doing trim. You want it to be as smooth as possible. And these doors were smooth, flat, no grain. So we really needed to maintain that same type of finish. And the way to achieve that type of finish is to spray it. Luckily for me, I had my Graco airless handheld, and this pump is awesome because you could use a small amount of paint instead of having to run like a whole gallon through a big airless sprayer. We were able to conserve like a quart of paint and get all these doors painted. There's about 4 doors. The footage you're seeing here is only me painting the one door. But if you guys can't paint with an airless sprayer, you can do it by hand, but just make sure you get premium tools. Ask the guy at the paint store what are the best types of tools to use for a door. If you have a grain on the door, like a faux grain, like it looks like wood, but it's not wood, you could totally get away with brushing and rolling it because it's a little more forgiving to the brush marks, considering the grain is essentially like lines, up and down. And as long as you brush with the grain, you'll be able to get away with doing it by hand. Sometimes thinning the paint is necessary, which brings me to another point that I forgot to mention about this airless sprayer. It takes a small amount to get it primed and ready to spray, as well as you could dial in the pressure, which you can tell I'm doing right here. I'm dialing in the pressure because you could spray it to blow a 517 tip down to a 415 or 410, which is what I like to use, tips with small orifice. So if you guys are spraying a door, use one of these handheld sprayers. These should always spray. So you should always opt for spraying the doors if you have the option. If you don't have the option, you can get away with brushing and rolling, but make sure you use mohair. Like I said, ask the person at the paint store for the best materials or the best tools to use, rather, in order to get that door painted so you don't see a lot of brush marks and brush lines. If it's a smooth door, it really has to be sprayed, guys. 2 coats. Make sure you sand in between coats. And yeah, that's how you paint a bedroom door. These are all interior doors, and an exterior door is similar process, but a little bit different. And that's kind of how it goes with painting. Everything is a little bit the same, but also a little bit different. So if you guys made it this far in the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're thinking about starting your own paint business, check the links in the description below. There's a free estimating guide, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.